the catch. There's not a lot of run when we get our running backs to the second level because we're tackling really well, and I thought they did a good job, and I thought they made some really good plays on the ball today. So I was pleased with how we played.
What about the quarterbacks?
I thought the quarterbacks did a nice job. You know, they moved us. We got to do a better job. You know, we were a little limited in what our packages were in the red zone and the goal line area. We're just trying to call plays and just get reps off. So we got good quality work, got 99 plays in today. We'll still get a chance to coach off the tape and teach them. But I thought all three of those guys did a nice job.
How did you handle the play calling today with Justin Frye?
All those guys on offense called them. So I was just hanging out like you. I was just spectating. So Justin called some. I think Deshaun was in there, Dana and the rest of the group. So they did a nice job.
Josh Kelly didn't seem to get many carries today. Was that by design?
Again, I was just hanging out the sideline.
Oh, okay. He's not hurt though, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
How have you liked the growth of Dorian Thompson-Robinson this spring?
I've been really impressed with just Dorian's mindset in terms of he's always striving to improve every day, and that's what we're trying to get from everybody. You know, really have a group that's obsessed with improvement and how do I take what I learned in practice one and make sure that I'm better when I get to practice two. And you know, he built it through the whole course of the spring training that we had. So, you know, I was impressed with him. I thought he did a really nice job. I thought he came out and played today, threw the ball really decisively today. So, I think he's continuing to grow. And that's the good part about this whole group. We're a really young team, and we just get better with every rep we get. So we just got to continue to get as many possible reps as we can get some stuff on tape so we can get back in the meeting room and coach those guys.
Has Dorian started to separate himself a little bit more from the other guys?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. I'm not concerned with separating or not separating. That's not how we operate. What I want is for Dorian to be better than Dorian was yesterday. And he is. And it's the same with all of our guys. So, you know, the battle for us, for every one of us, is internally. Now, I don't care how many guys are at my position. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. And our guys have that mindset. So they're not concerned with what the other guys are doing. They're actually happy for them because they're their brothers and they want them. You know, I think he wants AB to complete every ball. He wants Chase to complete every ball. We want everybody to be successful. So our whole spring is about growth. So that's what we've talked about since day one. And all three quarterbacks have exhibited that. So I was pleased with all three of those guys this spring.
What about when you're down there watching, who on defense stood out to you?
Chris Barnes has been really, really good for us consistently all year long. I think the D-line has done a really nice job. They're obviously a year older. You know, Neil wasn't here last year. Tyler wasn't here last year. A lot of those guys that were playing in today's spring game weren't in last year's spring game. So, and then in the secondary, you know, Q-Lake, Darnay Holmes, Stephen Blaylock, and then some of the young kids. Jay Shaw has done a really nice job. Elijah Gates has done a nice job. I think Patrick Kelly played really well today. They threw a lot of balls at Giles today, and he came up and made some really big plays and actually made the big play down there at the end. So, you know, pleased with a lot of those guys on defense. And I think they're all starting to grasp. It's year two for all those guys, and you know, it's not new anymore. You know, the newness is worn off because they've been here, they've been through, you know, a preseason, they've been through a season, and now we're trying to get better. But I think all of our guys have had the same approach, and you've really seen it. So I really feel like we got better from when we started in the first week of March to where we are right now.
Would you say the same with Tyree Thompson? It seems like
Tyree Thompson's like a different guy, you know, and rightly so. Like Tyree came in last year for the spring quarter, wasn't even with us in the winter quarter, so he missed the first 6 in spring, and because of our depth at linebacker, I had to get thrown right in the mix, and you know, he was still trying to figure out, you know, where to walk around this campus, let alone get lined up in our defense. So he's made great strides. I've been really, really happy with him all spring, and he continues to get better. He's a really smart kid, doing a really good job at school, and really smart on the football field and in the meeting room. So it's starting to show out here. But I mean, we're really excited about where he is and what he's going to be able to contribute now knowing the whole system.
How about Jalen Irwin? It seems like he's done a lot, brought a lot to the field, especially being able to stretch the field.
Same thing, and you know, it's neat to watch, especially his growth, because he was here for the winter term, so he was here for the first day of spring practice, but it's all new. It's a foreign language for him, and just watch him get better and master things daily. And say, all right, you know, this was probably, and rightly so, this was probably his best day. So if this is his best day in 15, then he's doing things the right way. But, you know, we really need, obviously, depth out there, and I think he's going to be able to help provide us with that. So.
Coach, what do you think about Chase Griffin today? First spring game, first game action for him?
He's gotten in before, so, you know, he was limited earlier in March, and then when we came back in April, you know, we started to get him acclimated in 7-on-7 and 11-on-11. So he's another kid that's just continuing to grow, but he's, you know, he doesn't have a whole body of work through the spring, but he's gotten better himself, you know, and excited about it. He's sharp, you know, he's really mentally got it, but it's reps. He needs as many reps as he can get, But when the ones he's gotten so far, I thought he did a nice job. So kind of happy with him. At least we got 3 guys there. We'll bring in 2 more, but we got 3 there that we got through the spring and got some really good depth and a lot of good work for those guys.
The short yardage execution on offense, was that kind of not where you wanted it?
What's that?
Short yardage situations offensively.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of the
I was rooting for the defense. So
Okay.
I was really excited, and I thought our defense did a really good job. So that's the cool part about being in the spring. So if the offense gets it, it's a great job for the offense, and if the defense stops them, it's a great job for the defense. So I consider it a win.
What are your priorities over the next few weeks, months, kind of leading into when you guys get together for training?
Well, the same thing. Our guys will continue. They'll go back to our strength and conditioning guys. Frank and that group starting the off-season plan starting on Monday. Our coaches will hit the road, sometime at the end of next week, and we start our spring evaluation period from a recruiting standpoint. So our coaches will be in and out, in the next 4 or 5 weeks here as we take advantage of the days that the NCAA allows us on the field, and then starting on. In June, then all of a sudden, this whole group, and a lot of them were here today, will come in, and then they got to do the whole summer program, and we got session A that starts in the middle of June, and those guys get acclimated with the team, and then it happens quick, but before you know it, it's preseason camp, and we're getting ready to go and prepare for our opening game against Cincinnati. So we got a lot of work to do, but our guys. They've got a great work ethic, so you're excited about kind of where they finished off here. I think they finished off really well from what we wanted, and now let's continue to grow from that standpoint.
Is it pretty noticeable where you guys are now compared to where you were a year ago at this time?
Yeah, I hope so. It's obviously we're all benefits of the experience, and the only time you get experience is the time served, and those guys have taken advantage of that. And I think our guys are really doing a good job of progressive learning, not making the same mistakes twice. Learning from what they did, what's the correction we got to make, and then let's move forward. But I think our guys have made a lot of really good strides in the last year.
Coach, you had a lot
Last
of
question.
QB runs today, scrambles and stuff. Do you think that's just the red jerseys, or is that more of a mindset change, wanting to get more mobile plays in from the QB?
Well, I don't want a quarterback to just take a sack, so it's just kind of what we coach. And everybody does that. So, we were a little thin in the O-line today. We only had 9 guys that were available today. That's why we didn't break into teams. And we've got a lot of depth on the D-line. So, I think that sometimes the D-line pass rush, sometimes you may have a little bit of a mismatch where you got a starter in against a young freshman that hasn't had a lot of reps, so he's going to beat him clean. So now the quarterback's going to keep the play alive and get out of there. We don't want him to stand back there like a store mannequin and just take the sack. So they've got to try to keep plays alive, and that's one thing that all 3 of those guys can do is they can extend plays with their feet. So it's a matter of the D-line doing a really good job, and you got to give them credit for it. But it's also the quarterbacks are learning how to manipulate and work in a pocket. And when the pocket breaks down, then can we make a play? And I thought they did a good job of that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.